Hello and welcome back to another Cooking with Hands video. Let's get into it. Today we're making some delicious, some creamy, some light and fluffy cheesecake. Step 1. Gather your graham crackers. Now, we only need a full 1 cup of these, so I'm just going to empty this entire package into my food processor. Because we need this to be very dusty, light, very small like particles of it. That way we can make a nice crispy crust. And so we're going to put this on. I'm going to let it pulse a little bit. Just let it go. Alright, now welcome back. As we can see, we have a very fine dust prints of the graham cracker goodness. So now let's collect how much we need. Now, we only need 1 cup of it, so we're very gently sprinkle it into the cup to make sure we get all we need. It's okay if you miss some, because it's just going in the same bowl anyways. Now, as you remember, I used a full package. And I recommend using a full package of graham crackers, roughly 8 whole graham crackers to make the crust. Our next step is we need to add some vegetable oil to this. You can use olive oil, but I prefer the vegetable oil taste. Now, you only need 1/4 cup of it, so let's get it out real quick. Alright, just gonna add that in. Now, you just want to get a little fork or a whisk and just stir it up. Alright, now that it's nice and mixed up, this is the most important step. You're going to get your pan. Now, this cannot be any normal pan. You need this pan to have a removable bottom. It needs to be 8 inches diameter and with a removable bottom. That way in the end, I can just lift it up like this. And without a removable bottom of the pan, this recipe is not possible. So, let's get into it. You're going to scrape all of this delicious graham cracker mix, which is going to serve as our base, onto the pan, just like so. And then you just want to kind of flatten it all around. Our crust is done. Now we're going to bake this in the oven for about 300. We're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for 8 minutes. That's 350 degrees for 8 minutes. All right, and while our crust cooks, we're going to begin making the filling. So first, you want to get this. I just used the Kate Hill dairy-free plain cream cheese. You're going to get a 3/4 cup of it and just put it in your mixing bowl. You should just scrape all of that goodness. On top of that, you're just gonna get a cup of it. So that's a total of 1 3/4 cups of just cream cheese. Just scrape that all in there. I don't know about y'all, but this is looking delicious. Make sure I get all of that goodness cream cheese. And then our next step is we're going to add 1/2 cup of just some nice sugar. And this is a little secret tip. I also want to add another tablespoon of sugar to give this delicious sweet cheesecake. And just mix it all together. Beating it up, getting all the stuff. And make sure you're getting all of it nice and round up. And then you want to get your spatula again, just scrape the side, kind of fold it in on itself. Make sure you're getting all of it. Delicious. All right. Now once that's done, we're going to add our other ingredients. Other ingredients, you may be wondering, what is that? Well, you're going to get a 1/4 cup of just almond milk. I prefer to use the unsweetened kind, as you already have so much sweetness going into this. You don't want to be too overpowering. All right, nice little 1/4 cup. Nope, before we mix it up, it appears our crust is done. And we want to let this cool for a little bit, so I'm just going to pull it out and just have it sit while I finish baking the rest. Oh my goodness. Would you look at this crust? Tell me that sounds delicious. Now, back to our filling. Yeah, remember, we added a 1/4 cup of almond milk. Next up, just a simple little teaspoon of vanilla extract. Throw that in there, give it some nice flavor, along with adding a teaspoon of lemon juice. And this one's a little hard to come out because it just comes out so soft. Juice. Boop. And lastly, we need our cornstarch. Now this is a very, very important ingredient, as it will help keep it sort of the thick texture. Just open this up, kind of to break the seal. Look at that. Oops. It's fine. We're just baking out a little mess. And we're going to add a 1/4 cup of it. All right. Now that's all in our bowl. We're going to continue just mixing it up and just beating it up. And once again, we're going to get our spatula and just get all those insides and just fold them up. And scraping the sides. All right, just going to keep mixing. All right, and now once the crust is cooled off, I'll be back to show you what to do. All right, now that the crust is cooled off, we're going to put our filling inside. Let's begin it. Just kind of scrape it. Get my spatula to scrape it all in there. Oh yes, I can just tell this is going to be perfect. It's all in there. Just gonna spread it out a little bit, do it a little justice. All right, now we're gonna put this in the oven. It's gonna bake at 320 degrees just for about 35 minutes. Right. And our cheesecake is done. It's been baking in my oven for about 35 minutes at 320 degrees. Let's remove it from the pan. And just like that, our cheesecake bites are done. Now we're gonna let this cool in the fridge for about 4 hours. I'm gonna put this back on actually. We're gonna let this cool in the fridge for about 4 hours. I'll be back 4 hours, and our cheesecake is perfectly done. Now we're going to be nice and chilled. I'm just going to unlatch the pan, and there you go. Our nice and thin cheesecake bites are done. Now, you can decorate with powdered sugar and fruit and enjoy.